You are listening to ChartingWealth.com for Wednesday, the 24th of August, 2016. Let's jump right into the markets. This is the 10 minutes you need every day, 10 minutes or less. We promise to deliver you the coverage of the market. What do we have going on? IYY is an exchange-traded fund that tracks the entire market. It's put out by iShares. We follow it every single day along with the Standard & Poor's 500, the NASDAQ 100, and gold. So let's look at what's going on in the market overall. Very interesting thing happening. We have a crossover going down on the 22nd on into the 23rd of August. However, we have an up move on the candlesticks, which we actually have a green up candle, still below the two-day trend line that ended back on the 18th of August. But this is a very interesting divergence we have. We have the MACD going down. We have the price going up. The market was up 0.26% for the day. The MACD continued to accelerate down below the signal line. We saw the derivative oscillator increase a little bit in its upward momentum. So we're still seeing how this market is sorting out. Are we going to see it bounce up and recover? We're just going to have to watch and pay attention to what's going on, but very strange. Typically when you have a divergence like this and you have the MACD moving down while the price is moving up, that price is not going to be supported very long. Now, of course, the opposite could be if it is a strong enough continued up move, it's going to pull that MACD right back up. But we really haven't had a bounce. Oh, my word, I'm looking back. We had some movement back in August of last year, similar to what we're seeing right now, where the market moved over and then bounced back around again in the summer doldrums. Could see that happen, so be aware. We've seen that happen around the same time period in the last year. Now, if we look at what's going on intraday, that is on the 4-hour chart, lots of movement up in the morning, then down movement in the afternoon. We had the MACD trying to cross over in the afternoon on the short chart. But again, the short chart's in a confirmed down move, so let's continue to pay attention. Here's a little heads up. If you see the 4-hour chart cross over at the same time that the 2-day chart, if it reverses and crosses over going up, those are sometimes good potential jumping in points. When you have a double cross, that means that the short chart and the long chart cross over in one direction at the same time. And remember, all things being equal, it's still in a confirmed up move on the big chart. So all things being equal, the market tends to move in the direction of the big chart. The big chart, the weekly chart, the double long, is up currently. So watch and pay attention. Nothing yet to tell you to get in. Nothing yet. Okay, now let's look at the 2-day chart on the S&P 500. Same kind of action. Down move, crossing over, going down on the MACD, crossing through the signal line. Derivative oscillator gained a little bit of energy, and we have up movement in price 0.19%. If we look at the S&P 500 on the 4-hour or half-day chart, we see up movement in the morning, followed by down movement in the afternoon. It has not crossed over yet going up. So again, continue to watch. We have seen the derivative oscillator flip over. So pay attention. See what you see as the market develops on Wednesday. Okay, see what's going on in the Qs on the 2-day chart. The Qs, we do see the derivative oscillator is continuing to lose energy on the big 2-day chart. And we see the MACD rotating down, turning down. It had been going up for many, many days, then flattened around the 16th and 18th, started moving down on the candle ending the 22nd and the first day of the 2-day candle ending on the 23rd of August. Hasn't crossed over going down yet. It was technically up 0.17% for the day, but again, we see that MACD losing energy. We also have drawn on this chart our weekly trend line in yellow. And we are still above that, although we're getting close to it. If we see a breach in the the weekly trend line, by all means, look for continued down moves. But we'll continue to watch. Hasn't happened yet. Pay attention. If we look at what's going on the 4-hour chart on the Qs, just like we saw on the total market in the S&P 500, saw up movement in the morning, some down movement in the afternoon, derivative oscillator losing its downward momentum, but the MACD and the signal line continuing to move down. So pay attention. Let's see what's up. All right, that is where we are on our three indexes. The total market, the S&P 500, and the Qs, which is the NASDAQ 100. Now we're going to go to gold on the 2-day chart. What's gold doing? Crossed over going down back on the 8th of August. Has really been sliding sideways, mostly, although trending down, as we've seen from our MACD, our moving average convergence divergence indicator, and the derivative oscillator's also been moving down. We do see that the signal line and the MACD are moving down and apart. They're diverging, means continued down movement. What do we see going on our 4-hour chart? As we talked about, 4-hour chart crossed over on the 22nd, going down. And those of you who jumped in have sort of seen some sideways sliding movement. We're below the 2-day trend line. And again, has gold bottomed out, flattened out? Remember, gold typically moves in inverse, as it did today, to the movement of the indexes, to the movement of the stock market. Is the stock market about to rotate over and go down? If so, gold may go up. We see basically spinning tops in the morning and the afternoon, which means lots of indecision. So if you jumped into the market when it crossed over going down, actually the crossover point was in the afternoon of the 19th, Friday the 19th. You saw some good appreciation in that down move on Monday morning. Bit of a loss there on Monday afternoon of the downward momentum. Then some up movement, all contained within the up movement of Friday on Tuesday morning. And then we saw more down movement throughout the day on Tuesday, in the afternoon in particular. So just continue to watch. Gold isn't a confirmed down move on the 4-hour if you're in it, and a confirmed down move on the 2-day chart. So you're doing all right for now. Just pay attention to what goes on in the market if indeed we see the stock market roll over and go down, which is not what it typically does in a presidential election year. Just continue to watch. We are in the summer doldrums, not a lot of volume. Anything can happen, so be careful. That is where we ended the day on Tuesday as we go into Wednesday, the 24th. We appreciate you being with us. You have questions, problems, concerns. We're happy to hear from you at Charting Wealth. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter. What do you get with that? You get our How to Read a Stock Chart video. You get our daily worksheet, and you get the layout from freestockcharts.com, well, to be used at freestockcharts.com, and the instructions on how to use it. If you want to help us out for all the free educational information we give, remember, we're not a stock calling service. We urge you, open up a virtual trading account into the online brokers. Practice what we talk about. That 15-minute How to Read a Stock Chart video would be of great help to you. If you want to help us out, please go to YouTube, our channel there, Charting Wealth. Subscribe. We're getting closer. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, I know thousands listen every week, but 1,000 subscribers will allow us to be able to bring you proprietary broadcasts. That's the benefit that YouTube gives us when we hit 1,000. So help us out with that. Additionally, please go to iTunes, subscribe to Charting Wealth's podcast, give us a 5-star rating, say something nice about us. We ask for a little reciprocity. Thank you so much. Hope things are going well for you. Let us hear from you, what we can do for you, any additional trainings you need, problems, concerns. We'll be posting the 3rd chapter of our book here in the next few days. God bless. Take care from chartingwealth.com.